All right, welcome to another episode of the Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 92, 2024 NFL release, schedule release, preview. Not quite there yet, but we'll talk about schedules and all that stuff. Plus, thought we'd do a little bit of division tight end rankings. Last week we did quarterbacks and had a little bit of fun with that. And last week we did wide receivers and had some fun with that. Absolutely. But you can do some tight ends. We can even do some other position groups if we have time tonight as well. But once again, I am NFL Outdated on Twitter, X, on YouTube, and you can find us on the Freezin #4 pod on TikTok. And once again, welcome in RevTrev. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Hey everyone, my name is RevTrevNFL on TikTok, Facebook, X, and YouTube. So check me out.
And great stuff with Mr. Matt Ramage and some other stuff that you've been branching out in as well.
Yeah, it's been fun. Matt's a blast to hang out with. He's hilarious, and I love his posts lately about like how the Bears fans are all of a sudden a lot louder. And he's like, oh, man, it's been hilarious. He is seriously worth following because he's so funny.
Yes, I have been following as well. I've been a little bit more quiet this week with a lot of stuff going on. But, hey, you know what? I'm always up to joining the conversation. And you've also had some obviously exciting times with the Vancouver Canucks. You got a lot of Canucks content as well that you're working on.
Yeah, it's been wild. It's been one of the best seasons I've had as a fan. Last night we were losing 4-1 and came back and won 5-4. It was epic and glorious. It was just it's so great to be a Vancouver Canucks fan right now. And it's kind of like the Packers in the way like the future's bright. Like right now it's fun to watch them, but the future's bright too, right? So
yeah, great stuff. Definitely check his stuff out there. And always welcome back. Seventh letter. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Find me on Twitter X, seventh letter 4, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. And man, let's go. Let's get it. Let's have a good time, fellas.
Well, we moved it back to Thursday because it was a possibility that tonight would be the schedule release. So obviously, glad to have you guys in on a special night. But obviously, it's going to be next Wednesday that the schedule release is, and we'll find out when the Lions and the Packers and the Bears and 49ers, how every week will, shake out. But always a good time to kind of come on and talk what we think our teams are going to do. So before we kind of, get into that, though, when you look at, a lot of the predictions, people are thinking my Bears are going to maybe take a dip because they got a rookie quarterback. I don't know. I'm looking at the schedule and it's hard. It's going to be hard for me to rein it in, guys. It's going to be hard. I'm looking at the schedule. It's going to be hard. And we obviously we don't know the breakdown here, but I want to throw this up here, and I know you guys might throw up when I. All right, here we go. When I give my predictions. All right, so here are the games. We don't know, how everything's gonna, week by week. That could play a factor into it. But when I look at home and away, I was really close to going 12 and saying the Bears were going to go 12-5. I was close to even going 13-4. But I did give the Bears and the Packers a split. I'm looking at this and I mean, next week, I'm really excited to see, week by week how it's going to go. But I'm looking at the schedule. And it's going to be 11-6. I'm saying 11-6. Home, I'm saying Rams and Jags losses. Away, I think I've only got let's see. Yeah, I 11-6. I mean, I don't know, guys. It's gonna be hard to stop that Bears offense. It's gonna be hard.
see like 6 losses. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty favorable schedule. You got to watch out for them Titans though.
So yeah, and we'll kind of get into that with the Packers. The Packers play the Titans. Oh, maybe I did have the Packers beating the Titans. But Trevor, are you ready to throw some cold water on my 11-6 Bears yet?
I mean, I kind of feel like I'm sitting here like we did last year, and how you're telling us this exact same thing. So it's like I just feel like there's nothing that's changed. Now, granted, I do think your team's better than last year.
I do.
I do think your team's better. I think it's been steadily improving, and this will be the 3rd year now that we've seen improvement. I understand the rookie quarterback concern, but maybe he's good. Maybe he's really good. If he's, I don't know why everyone kept saying he's a generational talent compared to everyone else. I think that remains to be seen, but I think you're generous. I'll just say that. I think you're generous.
All right.
I think it's hard because you haven't done it yet, and all of a sudden you're there. Like, how do you jump from 7 wins to 12, 11? That's a big jump. I would probably be a little bit more conservative, personally, so you don't get embarrassed. But that's just me. Like, you can be Homer Field. That's fine.
Well, I mean, 7th letter. I mean, you're talking about a favorable schedule here. Like, when you're looking at away losses, I'm picking the Bears to lose the Texans, lose the 49ers, to lose away to the Lions. So those 3 losses right there. And let's see, then to lose. Oh, and then also the Packers away. I'm going to give the Packers that game. But the other 3 losses at home, I'm saying the Rams, the Jaguars, and I thought there was one other one. 1, 2. Oh no, there are 4 away losses and 2 home losses. So, it looks good to me right now. It looks good.
I'm looking now. I see 8 and 9.
Okay, go on.
I see a loss to the Rams. Seattle's tough,
okay,
man. Seattle's tough.
I went back and forth on that one too. Yeah.
Seattle's
but
tough.
It's going to be Shane Waldron. I feel like that's going to be at home, and he's going to have something to prove, right? As an offensive coordinator.
It's a whole different defensive coordinator. The coach is the defensive coordinator from the Ravens, and they got all the pieces. You know what I'm saying? They got all the pieces. Seattle's probably like a sneaky, you know what I mean? If the quarterback play is up to par, Seattle can get a little scary. I'm also like, it's a possible with the Titans and the Patriots. It's a possible only because of the defense and the way the Patriots play against young quarterbacks. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen them. You know, I mean, you guys beat them with Justin Fields one time, but the Patriots always kind of had problems with quarterbacks with legs because of the slow linebackers they got. But
I'd say the only thing with the Patriots, they have a long way to go. They have depleted roster. I like Gerard Mayo as a coach, but they've got a lot of.
Sorry.
Oh, you're doing what the Bears are going to do with. You can do what the Bears are going to do with the Patriots and just swat them and throw them out the window.
But that Patriots defense is good. I see a loss against the Texans.
Yeah.
You losing to the 49ers. You're losing to us at home. I mean, at Detroit.
Yep.
And you lose to us if the weather's favorable in Chicago. If we play Chicago early, y'all only beat us because of the weather. Y'all, my boy. Yes.
He's been saying that for months.
Yeah. My boy got little hands, man. And y'all can't beat Green Bay. Y'all gonna lose twice to them again. And
Snap.
I think Minnesota steals one. I think Minnesota steals one. Minnesota's got a good team. Minnesota is much better than I thought they'd be. They drafted pretty well. You guys still ain't got no left tackle, so they're gonna bring pressure.
Oh, Braxton Jones. Braxton Jones, put some respect on his name. Come on.
All right.
Who?
All right, let's look at the Vikings then, since Craig is not here and Shelby is not yet either. Vikings home. Trevor, do you want to first crack at this one?
Yeah, I'm with the 7th here. I think that they might be a little bit better than people think. Their offensive weapons are excellent. Their quarterback play is the thing, and that's where I don't know. Sam Darnold, how many games is he going to play? I'm thinking he's going to play a maximum of 4, and then it's going to be JJ time because they're going to lose a couple games. So, but I mean, they're basically playing the same people you guys are playing. The Falcons one will be interesting depending on when they play and if Kirk Cousins is playing. The Texans, that's going to be another tough game. 49ers, tough game. Maybe the Cards are going to be good too.
Here we go. Sorry,
You got to take Minnesota off because they was playing.
Yep.
So
there we go. At Green Bay, right? There you go.
Yeah. So again,
yeah.
I know that not everyone's going to beat the or not lose to the Rams and the Seahawks. So it's going to be interesting which ones you win and those and which they don't, right? Like it could get ugly. Like it could be a 3 and 14, or it could be one of those 8 and 9 seasons that just they kind of surprise you. I just don't see them winning the division or getting them playoffs at this stage. But if they get good quarterback play, maybe they're legit. I mean, I think they filled some holes defensively. So I think they had a lot of holes though. So I don't know if they can plug all of them.
Did. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this with the, Sam Darnold or, JJ, a rookie quarterback. I mean, this could go, sideways pretty quickly, but it could be all right for them in the long run. I'm really interested to see what if they get the number 1 pick in 2025. Quarterback. I mean, is JJ the answer? Is there another guy that comes out? I don't know, but I just don't see a lot of wins. Maybe 3-4 wins here. Maybe the Cardinals. Maybe the Colts. Maybe the Falcons.
I'm not sleeping on them Colts like that, man. Colts ain't bad.
I totally agree. I agree, especially with Anthony Richardson coming back. Yeah. It's going to be tough, and I think some Vikings fans, you just kind of need to temper expectations a little bit, right? You have, JJ, you have Addison, but like you, Trevor, I'm closing the door on the Vikings season.
Nah, I see them with a 7-9, 7-10 season. I could see them beating the Cardinals. I could see them. Honestly, I think they got like the type of team that can give the Texans a little bit of trouble, only because of the young quarterback and the pressure that they can bring. The Jags aren't good. The Jags ain't that good. I don't care what nobody say. And I can see them maybe splitting, getting one from the Bears. One maybe one. Yeah, it's a young quarterback just because of that. The young quarterback and the pressure that Flores is going to bring. So yeah, maybe. It is looking like a 5-and-something season.
That's a tough schedule. I mean, the Giants, I think I gave them a win there, but who knows? I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
I mean, we lost to the Giants this year, so
y'all can't beat the Giants in no season. Yeah, they got you. I don't know what it is. It's like
it's like we can beat the Cowboys, but we can't beat the Giants. Doesn't make any sense.
It's ridiculous.
All right, your turn, Trevor. Here we go, Packers. And I looked at this, and I'll let you start, and then I'll give you what I got.
So game 1 will be against the Eagles. That will be very interesting. I like it's in a neutral spot, so that's good. Again, it's almost the same. It's just basically the exact same schedule as everyone else has, except for we play the Dolphins this year.
Yeah,
That one, that's going to be at home though. That's going to be good. Away, Rams, you're in the stadium. Seahawks, crazy crowd. Jags, that's good for us. Titans, they could give us some trouble. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was thinking that we're going to be like an 11 win team or a 12 win team this year, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, 49ers always give us trouble, right? So that's a potential loss there. I'm looking forward to the Packers Texans game though, man. Like I want to circle that as just like a fun game with two young quarterbacks. That one to me, like I'm excited about that. Saints seem to give us trouble in the past. I don't know if that means they're going to give us trouble this year. I don't really think they're that good. I mean, we beat them this year by a winning field goal, so I should be careful. But it was early. So I don't know. And I think we always have trouble with the Seahawks. It's up and down with them. I'm actually going to be at that game this year.
okay.
So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm like, do we lose week 1 to the Eagles? Like, do you guys think we lose week 1? Like, I know we have a shot, but I don't know, like the way we finished, the way they finished, that it's got to kind of be close, doesn't it?
I agree. I think y'all beat the Eagles. I'm not a Eagles believer. So, but I'm probably not the guy. Even when they went to the Super Bowl, like I didn't think they would act because we gave them kind of a good game, first game of the season, and they were way more loaded than we were. Like I saw the chinks in our armor; they couldn't stop the run. So, I don't know. Yeah, I think y'all could beat the Eagles.
And everyone's sleeping on Jalen Hurts still now, I think.
Totally.
They figured him out. Figured him out.
So that's my question. That's my question then. Okay, so you're saying that Jalen Hurts was figured out. So why can't defenses figure out Jordan Love?
Because they didn't figure it out. They didn't. Why couldn't they stop him? You saying?
No. Well, I mean, there were like the Giants figured him out. The Raiders did. There were teams that figured him out. Like it's. What's that?
That was at the end of the year. The end of the year, those last 5 or 6 games, they figured him out. The Giants beat them the first time they played. You know what I'm saying? They figured something out. They saw something, and the next time they played them, they beat the shit out the Eagles. So I don't know. The Bucks beat the shit out of them. Like they're better this year. They got Saquon. I think that RPO package is going to be kind of mean with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. He's more explosive than Swift. I was scared that he was going to yell. I really was. I really was. I don't want that bastard in my division because if he's never had an offensive line before, he got one now. I think the Eagles they might run him into the ground, but Saquon is the X factor.
So that's I think the Bears kept it close in Week 18 versus the Packers. And Trevor, how did they do that?
Oh, we just let our foot off the gas.
I figured you were going to say that.
No. They kept it close. The defense is better.
No, because like we came in and destroyed you week 1, right? So I think they had some tape, and they're like, okay, this is how you we're gonna do this. I feel like that was good for them because they were eating humble pie. Then they came prepared. I mean, you didn't score a touchdown, so I don't really want to give too much credit here. Like, it'd be one thing if it was like really close and there was like, you had seen some real progress. I guess you didn't allow us to score 38 points. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's a moral victory for sure. That's a good positive. I think, because you guys have improved, I guess it comes down to when we play each other. One will be earlier, but one will be really late. It's always at the end, right? So it depends where we're playing, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised at this stage, just sitting here, what are we in May? I wouldn't be surprised if you guys finally break that record of 10 in a row, and maybe it goes to 11-0, and then you get you know what I mean? It's 11-1, or I'd have a hard time thinking you're going to win them both against us, because it's just the way it's been for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you guys haven't figured it out yet. You're like, nobody's lost more to one team in the NFL right now. Like, nobody, not
piling
anybody.
on now. Thanks for
Not
piling
a
on.
team has even come close. So, like, I don't get
Let me know when
why.
you're done here.
How
Keep
do you
going.
lose that many times in a row? Like, that's my question, because it's been 10. It's not been like 5. It's not been like 6. It's 10. So when does the bleeding stop? Is it this year with the rookie quarterback? Is it not? Like, I'm just kind of wondering when.
Trying to find the mute button
And
here.
I saw that said maybe that it's this year.
The last game y'all played them, Justin Fields just couldn't move the freaking ball. So the defense was so tired. Like, I think Aaron Jones had 100 yards rushing. Love had like 300 passing. Y'all, the defense held up pretty good, if you ask me, with all those yards. So it's just y'all couldn't move the ball, and I think that'll be if homeboy can hit the layup, you guys will fare a little better against the Packers. I just don't think. I think it's in your head now. Like, I think they're in your head.
Well, it's funny. Obviously, I get it. You're piling on. I was going to go a different direction with that question, but I can take it. Pile on.
Well, I'm not piling anything on. I'm just telling you that, like, that's what's happened.
Well, here's what I was going to say, and this connects to the Eagles game, all right, and why I think the Eagles are going to beat the Packers week 1 and set a tone. Okay. The Bears kept it close because, toward the end of the season, they were keeping it on the ground, and they were trying to keep the ball out of Jordan Love's hands, which they should have done week 1. They should have done that. That should have been the game plan. We're not going to, keep the ball out of his hands. Don't get him in a rhythm. Unfortunately, the since fired Getsy didn't figure it out, but they kept it on the ground. They, shortened the game, defensively held up as much as they could. That's why they kept it close. So if the Eagles can do that week 1, I think then they have the advantage, especially with, the experience Jalen Hurts has. So that would be the key. And hey, if the Packers start 0-1, the rest of the division, we're going to be celebrating that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And, maybe we do go 0-1, but it's a long season. Like, but here's the thing. If it's like, I thought you said Jordan Love was mid, right?
I think I absolutely.
So you think you don't think that, by the way, because you told us last year that he was the best quarterback in the NFC North. That's what you told us. So I understand
in one particular
week. So what?
In one particular week, at that point,
Oh, you mean the two NFC player, like, offensive player of the week wins?
I've been told only 2 weeks. I've been told 2 weeks in a row good things. It's only 2 weeks.
2 weeks in a row was good there. You know what? He also had other good weeks. He had other good weeks too. I don't know.
You talk about his little 4 touchdown Justin Fields game.
Yeah, no, I know. I know what he's talking about. But you look at the rest of Justin Fields' weeks. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I don't think, like, week 1, if you're getting too low after week 1, you're not really a good football team. Half the league is going to lose week 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've seen teams suck in the first half and turn around, make the playoffs. I don't know.
The Chiefs.
I think the Eagles are good. I think they're really good. Their wide receivers are excellent. Their running game is going to be good. Not having Kelsey, I think, is important. He might come back, though, isn't he? Talking about coming out of retirement.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. That wouldn't surprise me with some of these NFL players get the itch to kind of get back in. That wouldn't surprise me. But I think that's going to hurt them a little bit on the offensive line for sure. But Saquon. You said that's the 7th letter, Saquon. With any type of line, right?
Yeah. What up?
If he's healthy,
line, he's gonna be all right. He'll probably be healthy because he won't be he won't be getting hit by those freaking defensive linemen as much.
Right, good point.
So he'll be all right. He is an incredible running back. I thought that the Giants flubbed that one. They could have had him. They did it again. They had Odell Beckham and him, and they let Odell go. Now they get Neighbors, and then they let him go. It's crazy.
Well, they got
crazy.
to somehow afford Daniel Jones, and maybe they're going to be rebuilding after this year as well. And when they're able to let Daniel Jones go, but a team that is the class division. Let's go ahead and talk about the Lions now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 4.
Okay,
Yeah.
13 and 4.
So who are the losses to then?
Yeah.
The losses. One of the losses are to the. I see us losing maybe one to the Chicago, and I'm saying Chicago away at Chicago because the weather probably. We cannot beat the Seahawks. I don't know. And I'm really. I can split one with either the Eagles. With the 49ers or the Cowboys. And I really am afraid of the Colts. I really am. I think the Colts are dangerous because they did it with Minshew last year. Now they got that Anthony Richardson back. I don't know if he probably can. He's a much more dynamic player than Minshew is, and they won with Minshew last year. So I can see him giving us some problems, and us might lose to them. I can see us losing one to Green Bay. I think the Jags suck. I think Buffalo is rebuilding. So I can see us beating Buffalo. And maybe we'll beat the 49ers, but they'll cheat for the Cowboys again. Somehow, some way, who knows? 13 and 4, man. And I'm saying because we're gonna fall asleep a couple weeks. It'd be games that we can win, but we'll fall asleep like we always do. I just want to see how cohesive that secondary is. That brand new, those cornerbacks. They've never played together. We have a whole brand new revamped secondary, and they have never played together yet. And I don't know. So, but I think I think we'll be better. I think we'll be a better, more complete team. We might be one of the better teams in the NFL this year. I truly believe that. I'm looking at the schedule. I'm not really. I mean, it's not that tough, to be honest.
I was looking at maybe 11, 12 wins. I mean, Seahawks might be tough. Seahawks or Rams might be. I have the Ram. I think the Seahawks lost at home, or the Rams. One of those.
We will never let that. We'll never let Matthew beat us. Never. All
right,
never.
so Seahawks.
Coming back to Detroit, and we're gonna show him love this time. It's not a playoff game, so we're gonna be nice to him this time. You know what I mean? We're not gonna boo his kids again.
But I think this division of ours is much better. So I actually think it could be the best division in football. So and don't get me wrong, I want to give a lot of respect to the 49ers, but do they come in and sweep us?
Great question.
Because I wouldn't be surprised. Like the Lions were right there, we were right there. If Chicago's better,
Minnesota beat them.
Right?
Yeah.
There you go. So with Kurt.
Yep.
Okay. So
and
they should win against Minnesota. And then out of us three, do they lose 2 out of the 3? Do they lose 1 out of the 3? Or do they just sweep us?
No, they ain't sweeping us. And we both almost beat them. They beat us with, they beat us with experience, yo. We were both young teams, and they just we beat them for 3 quarters, both of us. We beat them for 3 quarters. And we just got young. Like Jordan Love stopped doing that stupid shit week 12 last season. And then he just reverted back to throwing across the field and got picked off at the end.
Well, I think that it was the pressure at the end that is the game-winning drive. Really, we missed the field goal to tie it up, right? So if it's that case, then it's kind of the pressure's a little bit off. That's where with Detroit, I felt like you guys were right there as well. I could have, like, it was close. You guys could have won that game.
We should have won that game.
Should have.
We got rid of everybody whose fault it is.
Yeah. Dan Campbell's gone.
We got Cam Sutton out of here, who getting stiff armed and knocked on the ground, who can't tackle, and we got rid of Gardner Johnson, who got stiff armed too. All of them.
Kendall Vildor.
Vildor probably won't make the team, but we will. Like I said, but Kendall Vildor is played he played well for us. It's just he's very, like you said, and it came back to bite me. He's very susceptible to like freak, stupid plays. And for that CeeDee Lamb 94-yard touchdown, he fell. He got the ball bounces off his face in the NFC Championship. You know what I'm saying? Like that but he's competitive. He's right there. You can't really ask much for a cornerback. They can't do anything. They can't touch. They can't do nothing. Can't hit. Barely can jam him at the line. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing you can really do as a cornerback. So the best you can really truly ask is that they're at least there to make the tackle, and he did that. You know what I'm saying? So he all right. Like he just shouldn't have been starting. He shouldn't have been in the game at that point.
Well, speaking of the other side of the ball, we talked about this a little bit last week, and Trevor, you didn't get a chance to really weigh in. We were talking about the wide receiver core in the NFC North, and I am proclaiming, and I am gonna die on this hill, and I'm probably gonna live on this hill this year. That the Bears have the best wide receiver core in the entire NFC North and the entire NFL. I mean, Trevor, how would you rank the NFC North wide receiver cores after the Bears number one?
Well, I love Keenan Allen. I love that.
It's well documented on this show. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's watched this show, but I'm a big fan of his. I'm shocked that you guys landed him. It does concern me. And then Adunya's, wow, he's special too. So I can see, Andy, why you feel that way. I wonder if it's going to be true. It's just so early. Like, this is where I have a hard time with it, because you were telling me that Jordan Love can't do this, they can't do that. He's got no experience. He's not this, he's not that. And then he comes out and he does it. But now you flipped it and said Caleb can and will, and they will be the best. It just seems a little bit weird to me.
He evolved, didn't he evolve? Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I agree that you have a lot of talent. Sure. You have a lot of talent.
At the top
there, like who he's throwing the ball to. Have you ever had three wide receivers like this in the history of your team?
Absolutely never. Nope.
It's possible. So if you can protect Caleb Williams and he just gets the ball in playmakers' hands, it's going to be dangerous. My question is, though, and I know we're talking about wide receivers, but who's your running backs again? Is it Swift? So the thing about Swift, I think he's underrated. He's actually a decent player, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. So again, another weapon. I'm just not as big on Cole Kmet as you are. I think he's good, but I think he's been good because you had nobody else. You had DJ Moore, and then you had Cole Kmet. Right? Right? Like, that's what you have. So now that you actually have legitimate weapons, I think Cole Kmet's numbers come down, but he might get open a little bit more in certain spots, but you won't have those monster games. Like, I don't think he's the fantasy guy that you go get this year because there's too many mouths to feed. Right?
I can see that. Yeah.
You've also got to dump it down to Swift as well. So I do think there's potential that they could have the best wide receiver core in the NFC North. I think there's potential.
So where we'll get to the tight end blasphemy that you talked about in just a second. But where do the Packers rank on your wide receiver core? Since none of them have gotten 1,000 yards yet, right?
Yeah. No, and I don't care. Like I don't care. If someone gets 1,000 yards, great. We just passed who's open, and how wide open they are, Andy. You've been talking about it for months, and months. Like you have been saying, how can Matt LaFleur keep doing this over and over again? Man, this is getting good, man. Good thing you have me on the show because I'm just love speaking facts. I just love this core. This core has shocked me how good they are. Now, we don't have that guy who's clear-cut number one. I get it. Mm-hmm. I'm with everyone. If you're drafting Packers wide receivers in fantasy, I don't know who you take. Because there's a guy named Bo Melton that went off. I'm like, who?
Who the fuck is that?
Right? Exactly. So I do like the core because somebody's open. And there's a lot of talent. When you look at our core, no one's giving us any credit like they did last year. Nobody's believing in us again.
You mean the whole team or the wide receivers?
No, we're talking about the wide receivers. Stay on topic here, brother. I haven't.
I'm thinking about the tight end blasphemy that you were talking about, but keep going.
What are you talking about? Do you think that's crazy talk that Cole Kmet is going to have a regression because the wide receivers around him are better? You think that Cole Kmet's going to be as good or better now? You think that he's going to be top 3 tight end? 5? Like, what do you think? I think Andy. Okay, listen. There's one guy.
He was seventh last year, right?
Yeah.
And you talk about these weapons that when you have the talented wide receiver, right? Who do you cover, right? And if you have these cornerbacks, whoever trying to cover these deep routes, what's going to happen underneath? Tight end gets it.
No,
tight end's going to get it.
Allen is getting those, bro. Who's going to cover? They're going to cover DJ Moore. They're going to cover Dunez, and Keenan Allen's going to be open. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, Trevor and Gerard were right. Keenan Allen's a stud.
He is a stud. He is. I'm not refuting that. But Cole Kmet, with the stats that he's had, with the ability that he's got, I mean, he's top 6, top 7 tight end. You can't have it both ways, right? You know, talk
That's
about
what I'm saying.
Jordan Love. Well, you talk about Jordan Love and his stats and saying how good he is, but then you say, well, you know, Cole Kmet is, you know, not a top 10 tight end, not very good.
I didn't say that. I didn't say he was not top 10.
So
I didn't say that.
This Cole Kmet slander. I don't know. Are you going to break the tie here? Seventh letter?
I like Cole Kmet, but I do agree that you have a lot of, you know, mouths to feed at receiver. I just think that I do expect, unfortunately, for Keenan Allen to get injured somewhere in you know, about the season, and Cole Kmet probably a pickup from there. Him and Swift. I do think because of if the offensive line doesn't protect too, I think it'll be a lot of dump outs to Swift and a lot of passes to Kmet as well. I think the wide receivers, and plus you got to also take into consideration Caleb Williams with the high difficulty throws and the undisciplined, and like, you know, he isn't very disciplined in that aspect. So early in the season, I can see him throwing a few interceptions. I can see him playing pretty well, but when the defenses and the coverages get a little tighter, I can see him trying to, you know, play hero ball and get you guys in a little bit of trouble. But I can see Keenan Allen never plays a full season. Swift doesn't. This is the first time he hasn't really had an offensive line, and we had a pretty good offensive line, and he always got hurt on our team too. So, we probably. I don't know if Herbert's still there, but Roshan Johnson.
Roshan Johnson. So, yep. Those would be some good kind of. So, I want you. I'll let. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It'll be interesting. And Trevor, last week I kind of ranked your receiving core a little higher than everybody else because of their not the unclear number one. I think that everybody gets busy. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Wicks, you got Melton, you got Reed, you got a homeboy that's always hurt, and he don't even have to catch the ball. He just run out. What's his name? The lights, the 6'3", 4'2" guy. Yeah, y'all got a lot of receivers.
Yeah, we got this guy named Dobbs too that nobody talks about.
Dobbs, you know what I'm saying? And
no one's got busy. I say no one's got busy enough to get 1,000 yards yet, but
because everybody got 700 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has 700 yards and Yak. That's another crazy thing. They got Yak too. So it's like they got a bunch of receivers over there. They can't play for nobody else but the Packers though. But they no receiver other than Adams is really like he's probably the best Packer receiver talent wise ever. I mean, other than Sterling Sharp. You know what I'm saying? Like
Adam, yeah.
So, but they always had a group of receivers that were good. Look what they did with James Jones. He's a bum, but for the Packers, he's crazy. Touchdown. Every time you see James Jones, that's all he did. So
well, here let's
off the couch 1 year.
I'm gonna give you the first shot at this then seventh letter NFC North tight end rankings.
You know where I'm going. You know I got number one. Without a doubt. It's Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta been in the gym this offseason too. So he took some of that body fat off. So it's gonna be even worse this year.
120 targets, 889 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he was number one in tight end production.
Yeah, he's a problem. He's the number one tight end in the NFC North, without a doubt. And he's good after the catch too. He don't just fall when he gets hit.
So speaking of that, who's number two in your tight end rankings?
I gotta give it to my son, TJ Hawkins.
127 targets, 960 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. Then Cole Kmet, and I like Musgrave and Kraft. You know, I like them. But they're 4. I think. I think that the way that the Packers play, they use Jordan Love throws the wide receivers more so than the tight end. They don't really use them as much as Aaron Rodgers used them. Aaron Rodgers would create tight ends. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of bombs that were good for them. So definitely it's Laporta, second Hawkinson, third Kmet. Actually, it's time. No, I'm putting Kmet before Hawkinson.
Kmet had 90 targets, 73 receptions, 719 yards, 6 touchdowns. So he had, that many.
I'm going Kmet number 2, man. I can't. I don't like TJ Hawkinson. He's just too soft. Too soft, man.
And obviously, I mean, talk about the Packers. They've got 2 names at tight end, but they're both in their second year. I mean, there's a possibility there, but I mean, who knows how good they're really going to be. Trevor, what's your? Are you ready to put the Packers ahead of the Cole Kmet?
No, actually, I'm doing exactly what Seven Letter said until he backtracked because he can't figure out that there's going to be too many passes going to other players. But that's fine. I got Laporta. The problem with Laporta for me is it just makes me mad because we could have had him, right? And we didn't draft him. So it's a little. I think that's what it is. If I remember the draft correctly. They believe in Musgrave though, so will he stay the same? Will he regress? Will he get better? When he runs, he looks like Travis Kelce. He's got to just produce like Travis Kelce. That's what he needs to do. So I think they're we're ranking them right now, the Packers should be 4th on that list.
Mm-hmm.
They should be, and I'm okay with that because we got 2 of them. And if one goes down, I'm very happy with the other one. Or if they're both in the game, I'm very happy. But I think Seven's letter's right. Jordan doesn't look for the tight end as much. I think you're going to find that with Cole Kmet. I just don't think he's going to look for the tight end as much. I just think there's going to be other guys open.
So
He's good.
I may actually agree with you a little bit. So just kind of looking at quarterback situation, right? Though, with the Vikings. So I think Sam Laporta he's the guy. Because really, I mean, the Lions only have Amon-Ra on him anyway, so he's gonna, pretty much be the guy. With T.J. Hawkinson,
Mark that, please. Mark that.
So who else is coming? JMO?
Yes.
He's gonna progress now. He's gonna be what you wanted him to be. Okay.
He was coming on at the end of the season.
Are you betting on that?
I'm betting on that.
No,
JMO 1,000 yards this year.
1,000. Wow.
JMO should not bet on it though.
Watch. You'll see.
No, he really should not bet on it. So
Josh is gone.
But you guys run the ball so much.
That's all right. That's what the play action is for. That's just to set you up for that deep route, man.
Yeah. So with the Vikings, right? You said, with the Bears, there's be too many mouths to feed, and I've been told by Viking fans that they have the best wide receiving core in the division because because Addison is amazing. Evidently, Addison is better than what the Bears have. Obviously, JJ is fantastic. So, what about that as well? I mean, Hawkinson. I mean, they've got mouths to feed as well, right?
Yeah, it's true. I just think that Hawkinson's the second best receiver on the team. I think that Addison's very good. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not trying to diss him, but I think it's going to JJ and TJ. That's what I think it's going to. Those guys are the most reliable. Those are the guys that get open. And then Addison, if those guys are getting double teamed or whatever, then he'll be getting open. He was really good when JJ wasn't around. You know what I mean? He wasn't great when JJ was around. Now, granted, Kirk Cousins has tunnel vision, man. Like he just threw to JJ. Yes. So and the quarterback plays really, really questionable. So, like, how many yards is Sam Darnold going to throw a game? Like, I'm not really seeing him as a 300-yard passing quarterback every game.
Kevin O'Connell, man. Kevin O'Connell like to throw the ball, so look what he had Mullins doing. I would say Sam Darnold is better than Mullins.
But you guys are thinking that they're gonna win like 5 games. So is it gonna be like what do you call it, garbage time?
Kirk Cousins was breaking records, and it was like 3 and 5. They gonna throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's what Kevin O'Connell doesn't really run. They went away from the run. They were running the ball like 12 times a game. You know what I mean? Like everybody knew what was coming. He does not run.
With the Vikings too, I think we are forgetting that obviously Aaron Jones, if he stays healthy, he could get catches out of the backfield as well. So that's another mouth to feed.
Aaron Jones, one of those players that was only going to be good for the Packers. Wow. That's it.
Probably could be. I'm hoping not.
He is. He's only good for the Packers.
I don't know.
He's all right. He's all right.
When you look at this division tight ends, and I agree, I think Cole Kmet he's probably on the 3rd of the pecking order. I can't discount my Iowa guys that are at the top of the division rankings, but we may have the best tight end, position, wide receiver and tight ends in the NFL. I mean, between our division.
Oh Lord, here you go.
You mean all 4 of our teams compared to every other divisions? You mean?
Yes. I want to look at that, but
who's got better tight ends than us? All of us. Laporta's a stud.
He is. Obviously you got Kelsey, but that's top heavy, with the Chiefs.
Oh, the Ravens. The Ravens.
The Ravens.
We're likely in that Andrews.
But I mean division wise. Look at
but the
NFC
whole
North.
division, man.
The whole division as a whole. Obviously you got, outliers, Kittle with the 49ers, but who's in the rest of the division, that has tight ends?
In the conference?
In the conference, our
division is we play we play in colder states. You know what I'm saying? Like we need tight ends here. I mean, Brock Wright is a blocking tight end, but he runs 4 or 5 speed, like he's fast. He's a good tight end. Just not better than Laporta. Laporta just a elite. He has the capability to be a really, really good player in the NFL. Really, really good. Just from his attributes, the being able to catch the yards after the catch, breaking tackles, always trying to get more out of a little bit. Porter's all right. Brock Wright, he'll sneak you because he doesn't get the ball a lot, but when he does, he plays big. He has a lot of touchdowns and big moments for us. So I like Brock Wright. I like Brock Wright a lot. We loaded, man. We loaded here in Detroit. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I really don't.
Hey, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't know how the Bears are going to be stopped offensively. I don't know. I really don't know. So it's going to be exciting.
Get him, Trevor.
Well, I think you improved. So I'm giving you the credit for that. I think I'm where seventh letter is, and this is why if I was the Bears GM at 9, first of all, I would have traded back. Yeah. Second of all, if I wasn't trading back, I would have taken a left tackle there. That's what I would have done. And then I would have got one of those wide receivers later. That's what I would have done. But you guys went the other way. So I am concerned Caleb Williams, who doesn't like to run, might have to run. Mm-hmm. And you got to protect that guy because apparently he's a generational talent.
Well, who's a generational talent? Him or Jordan Love? Jordan Love a generational talent?
Maybe the answer to that question is neither.
Okay, all right.
Like
I've been told Jordan Love is going to be an MVP and lead the Packers. Well,
I understand. Like I'm optimistic too, but like I'm also realistic. So I just don't know. I understand why you would be very high on Caleb Williams. He's the number 1 pick. He should be. But guess what? Trevor Lawrence was the number 1 pick too. Would you say he's
a generational talent?
They said that he was.
They sure did.
No right? So number 1 quarterback has been surrounded by this kind of talent on the offensive side of the ball.
On paper, you're right.
Well, everything's on paper right now. Everything's on paper.
He went to a great spot in the way of surrounding him. I do think that is important. This is why I think your team's going to be better, Andy. You're going to get more than 7 wins, okay? That's what I'm saying.
I am down for that. Mark me down for that.
Yeah, but you didn't even tell. You didn't say how many wins the Bears are going to get.
Yeah, you meant.
I didn't yet. Okay, yeah.
You didn't even say how many wins the Packers are going to get.
Oh, the Bears are going to be 11-6.
Oh, right. You did say that. You said that. What Packers, did you say the Packers? That's the one you missed.
7-10.
Get out of the city! You're kidding me. That's you're totally lying.
That's what I got. Losing the 49ers, Texans, Colts, losing the Dolphins, losing their first 3 away games. Oh, here, let me see if I can find it here.
Why do I come on this podcast? The reason I used to come on this podcast because it was reasonable.
Go ahead. He been
losing to the Rams, losing at Seattle.
We beat the Rams last year.
This is 2024.
Rams and they don't have Aaron Donald.
They got Puka. Puka is a generational talent.
Shuka. I don't care.
Losing to the Jags.
You don't have Aaron Donald.
Beating the Titans. losing the Eagles, losing the Bears, losing the Lions, beating the Vikings. I don't know. I mean, right. Anything can happen. But you look at this, it's a tough schedule.
It is. But I think we're good too.
I think we're good. I think y'all good too. I know that the Packers will do. I think Jordan Love is going to play good against the Eagles. I think he is. Yeah.
I would not bet against that. I don't. I'm not picking the Packers to beat the Eagles, but like I've said over and over again, I think Matt LaFleur does a fantastic job in game planning, in settling down his quarterbacks, and just kind of right out of the gate. But I mean, obviously, we'll see what Nick Sirianni does and everything like that, and just in what the Eagles do defensively. But it's going to be a tough game. It could be a tone setter. Obviously, next week we're going to find out from week to week, because some of these games may depend on the bye, right? If they're what's after the bye, what the progression of the games look like. I mean, it could be tough. I mean,
and when the bye week is, right? If it's late, if it's early, all those things matter.
Do you guys like having the bye early or late, or?
I think late is better. They had a late bye week. You had a late bye week this year, right?
Mm-hmm. No, we had one. See, that's what I think. What happened is didn't we come out the bye week? Oh yeah, we did have like week 12 or something like that. We lost to the Giants.
The bye week, y'all went crazy.
No, I thought we lost to the Giants, didn't we?
Y'all beat us and the Chiefs before y'all beat the.
I know we were on a roll, and then we got on a bye week, and then we got out of the rhythm. Anyway, seven wins. That is unbelievably terrible.
Okay, so what did you say?
I said a lot. I don't know. I've said a lot tonight.
No. How many wins do you just have the Packers winning?
I said 11 or 12.
Okay. How many did the Packers win in 2023?
10?
9.
9,
and I thought we got better.
Okay. I've been told that it's tough to expect more than 2-3 wins adding to that.
But that's what I'm saying, Andy. You always talk to the weird Packers fans, okay? So you always put that on me, okay? I'm different. I'm built different, man.
You are built different.
I think differently. I'm not just a homer.
That's why I picked
that we're gonna lose games. I picked that. I try to be realistic, right? So okay, let's just say both of our teams win 2 more games this year. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that means Minnesota's going to be terrible. Let's just say they're going to be terrible. Okay. So you guys are now going to have 9 wins. We're going to have 11. And what is 7 letter? What do you guys have last year? 12?
12 and 5.
So now you're going to be 14. Let's give all of us 2 extra wins. Okay.
Hey, the Bears almost had 10 wins last year, so let's give them 2.
What do you mean? They had 7.
Almost had 10. They had 3 games.
We almost had
They came back on 3 times.
3 times.
Okay,
late in the game,
okay.
we had over 90% chance
we almost beat the Giants too, but we didn't. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so the point being is, so you're 9, you got 9 wins, we got 11, and you got 14. Listen, that is 3 teams that potentially from our division will make the playoffs.
I think that's absolutely possible. Yeah, absolutely possible. Yeah.
Very, very tough.
A lot of things got to go all our way, though. Just saying.
Well, that's why that's why I'm saying Packers were 9-8, right? I mean, and everybody goes with the narratives of what happened lately, right? I mean, okay, the way Packer fans are talking, obviously, not you, you're pretty even keel, but the way a lot of Packers fans are talking is like, okay, the way the season ended, that's gonna go throughout the whole next season. You have to prove it, right? You got to prove it. You got to say, okay, this wasn't just a hot streak. This wasn't just kind of catching things at the right time, and LaFleur, I would say, is probably the coach to kind of do that for the Packers, that he's able to, just kind of keep the team moving in the right direction. But who knows how Aaron Jones is going to affect the team. he was a leader in that locker room, was he not?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Max Crosby is upset that Josh Jacobs is gone because he was the leader in the locker room. He said it on his thing. So I don't know if he's going to be as great a leader as Aaron Jones, but we're replacing him with another leader, another power, like what do they call it? Not a power back. They call him bell cow running back, right? So I'm not, there's going to be a difference. I think it's just difference in style. See, Andy, okay, I want to go with your, okay, I want to go right here. I like where you're going here. I understand what you're saying, but if you're going to use your logic, I want to just remind you of a 7 letters team, okay? We're not going to talk about the Bears right now. We're not talking about the Packers. The Detroit Lions had the first half of hell, okay, 2 seasons ago. They were horrific football team. Everyone thought they were going to have one of the worst seasons ever again, and they turned it around in the second half. They turned it around. They beat us to knock us out of the playoff position. Okay? So you can't say the second half doesn't matter, because it did. The Detroit Lions literally went next level the following year. Then they went another level this year. What I'm telling you is, it's possible what the Packers fans are saying. Now, I get they're homers, okay? But you can't write it off and say, well, they had some struggles. Dude, we went from a Hall of Fame quarterback to a first-year starter and had some bumpy weeks. So what I'm saying to you is, you can't dismiss it because the Detroit Lions are living it. So it's possible.
And
that's fair.
We get the blue juice going. There you go.
7th letter. We got Trevor going this.
Yes.
And it's so easy to get me going.
Well, you dropped out on that Twitter argument with going back and forth on the logic, and actually, I made another Packer friend on the logic about the Josh Jacobs, and that's an interesting. Hey, I mean,
he didn't block you.
No, we're actually friends now. We went back and forth. How about that? Look at that, making Packer friends. But it is, you got a new player. Players. Keenan Allen, similar for the Bears. Leader with the Chargers. We don't know how that group of wide receivers has not played together, right? And so it's easy to say, okay, we don't know yet, right? We know what they have been apart. Similar to what you're saying with Cole Kmet and adding that out. We don't know what it's going to go like. Talent-wise, I would absolutely draft Cole Kmet in maybe a dynasty league. He may not be a top one because, breaking all the, down all of the targets. He's going to get targets. We just don't know how it's going to shake out. It may be like a Packers situation, but I guarantee the Bears are going to have more 1,000-yard receivers in the Packers. Anyway, be that as it may, we don't know. Josh Jacobs is a leader. We don't know what he's going to be with the Packers. He's probably going to be better than last year. He had a down year last year, I believe, right?
But you mean with the 3 quarterbacks he played with?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Like he had a down year from like one of the best running backs in the NFL to having a down year because he had 3 quarterbacks that he played with, and he played in a bad system. Yes, he had a down year, Andy. You're correct.
Whoa. So the system matters?
Are you kidding me right now?
No. I'm just
hey,
trying
you
to
know what?
like...
I'll just say what you've said this whole year. The coach matters, Andy. The coach matters.
Yes.
And we have a very good coach.
You do. Yeah.
Do we have a better coach than the Raiders? The answer is yes.
Ooh.
Do we have a better O-line than the Raiders? That's a good question to ask.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Do we? I don't know. If we do, and we got a quarterback that doesn't get hurt, I'm just saying. Maybe we don't have a 1,000-yard rusher or a wide receiver, but I'm telling you, we're gonna have a 1,000-yard rusher.
Because letter? You think so?
One last thing, Andy. I just want to go back to what you said. When we got When we got Josh Jacobs, you said, not me,
Mm-hmm.
you said he's a bell cow running back.
He is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so all of a sudden now you're like, oh, he's not going to be very good. How
Well,
can you
right.
say he's a bell cow running back, and then in the next week, well, I understand why, because you're a person.
Yeah.
Well, you can be a bell cow running back and get the ball a ton of times, but yards per carry, things like that. And if they are giving him the ball a ton of times, a ton of carries, and he's not getting very many yards, that's going to be good for the rest of the division, because that means the Packers aren't going to be moving the football. So,
Wait a minute, he gets yards. It's the thing that he doesn't do is he doesn't catch as many passes as Aaron Jones. He's actually better rusher than Aaron Jones. He's not as good as a pass catcher.
Right, but what Aaron Jones did good against the Bears, especially in that week 1, and what he did good against the Cowboys was moving the chains, right? And that's what you want. I mean, if you're gonna give, I mean, look at the Cowboys, right? They tried to was it Ezekiel Elliott's last? They tried to keep giving him the ball, and he was done, right? And then they weren't. I mean, let's give him 3 yards of carry, up, punt.
How old was he?
He's not that old.
We just dropped 3 years from 29 to 26 in our running backs. We got younger. So I don't know, why is he gonna regress? Because he got older?
His legs are older.
So he went from 25 years old to 26 and now he's done?
His tires. He needs an oil change. He needs a tire rotation.
He does have a lot of miles on his tires. Alabama, they run the ball a lot there. They run those running backs, but he does have a more balanced offense that he's in now. That's basically all they had. They didn't have a quarterback for the Raiders last year, really. So they ran the ball more. They leaned on them more. And when you lean on them, when they got all those people in the box, the yards per carry, they drop. But I think this year with the Packers, he'll be good. I do think that they lost the element to the running game, lost a little speed, but I think they'll be different. They'll be a little bit more rugged. They weren't what's the big guy name that shouldn't be on your team? You should probably be on a power run team. What's his name? The other running back?
AJ Dillon?
AJ Dillon, yeah. He's better, more shifty in the smaller holes than AJ Dillon. And I think you guys want to win in December and January. So you got a running back that can probably carry you past people like the 49ers and those teams that'll be in the playoffs with probably the better defenses that can play better against the run. So he's a good pick. I just think you lost the element, but I trust that LaFleur used him correctly. I don't doubt that.
The whole Christian Watson thing is going to be interesting as well. I mean,
everything comes down to health for every team, right?
But I would say with them, they changed their stretching routines. They changed all these different things for Christian Watson, and obviously for the team. But I mean, there's some issues. I mean, he's close to being a bust if he doesn't, turn things around.
A bust?
No, I think the bust conversation is a little bit. You got to look at what people mean to their offenses. So when they call Jamison Williams a bust, I think you guys have a different idea for him than we did. We wanted Jamison Williams to flip the field. We did not want him to be the 100 catch guy, the 1,500 yards a season guy. I know we drafted him high, but we drafted him for that speed so we can run the ball. They have to respect us. If we they can't put everybody in a box with him in the game. You can't, because nobody can run with him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Christian Watson. The value that he brings to that offense is that as he goes streaking down the field, Romeo Doubs is coming underneath, and he's getting yak after it. So I don't think that he's a bust at all. At all.
Was he not drafted to be the number 1 wide receiver though?
That's not how the Packers play.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's not how they play. When you draft somebody like that with that speed, it's basically to flip the field to make people respect you and play you straight up. When you got a guy like that, they got to play you straight up. It's cover 2. Everybody's, you got the two safeties back. They can't be in a box unless you got like a Cromartie or something. The other Cromartie, Rogers Cromartie, the fast one. Like
you know what you're failing to say though. Like that's what he was drafted for. If he's not able to do what he was drafted for, and he's not able to get on the field, I mean, people have told me that Justin Fields was the bust, and he still did those.
Oh no! That's different. That's the quarterback. We're talking about a wide receiver. I think LaFleur had a different idea for his offense than Aaron Rodgers did. You understand what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers is another one that's kind of, I'm gonna throw to my guy. I'm gonna complain about him, but I'm gonna bring him to New York with me because that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna throw to who he throws to. LaFleur wanted the ball to be spread around like it was last season. That's what Bosa said. Like he's a little bit more dangerous than Aaron Rodgers because he does what he's told. He does what the Rams did with all those guys that come from that tree. They spread the ball around. It's not these 1,500-yard receivers. It's not all that. You got the ball going everywhere. When you got a guy like Watson was what did he go to, like North Dakota or something like that?
North Dakota State. Yep.
Yeah, he wasn't. He's not a SEC. You know what I'm saying? One of those guys. He was fast. He's fast. You use that speed to flip the field. That's what Jamison Williams is for. That's what he was for. Let's flip the field. Let's threaten deep, and we can run this ball. We can throw underneath, move the chains. That's football. That's the winning football. You know, like I can't really think of too many teams other than the Chiefs when they had, Cheetah, like that really just beat people with just sheer speed, and they're gonna try to do it again. With these guys they got now, they super fast over there, and like Miami, but it's gonna be worse. They got a real quarterback.
We talked about tight ends. As we close here, Trevor, what Packer tight end would you target in fantasy, dynasty, anything like that?
I've already done it. I've gotten Musgrave on most of my teams. I got Jordan Love. I think in every dynasty league, I picked up Jordan Love. I can't believe that I got him in every league. I know that people were down on him, but so Musgrave, I've got him. I've got him on the taxi squad right now. I'm still nervous about what his actual production's going to be, but he has potential. So I like having him there. But I mean, some of I'm loaded in that one league that I got Kelsey there. Like, so it's like I'm not starting anyone else until he retires.
Yeah.
So
he can ball. He gonna score.
So I had a chance to get Bowers in that league in the draft, and I passed on him because I'm like, I'm just not convinced. Like, the Kyle Pitts thing. I was like, I didn't all the hype. And I don't know if he's going to be the real deal.
Well, who's
when I watched him run,
too,
I couldn't see what everyone else saw. That I'm thinking when he gets to the NFL, it's going to be different. So I'm not sure about him yet. But Musgrave, he seems that he has some specialness to him. It's just that he's got to do it more often. It's rare right now. So I like him a lot. I'm hoping that he becomes something great. I hope that he can be on like the level of Laporta. That's what I'm hoping.
You may not need him to be.
What?
You may not need him to be, actually. I think that's the whole. Yeah.
I think that's the nice thing about having a lot of weapons, right? And I think that's what the Bears are going to enjoy. You don't need to lean in on one guy. But it sure is nice to have that one guy. Just saying. I mean, there's comfort in there, but when you got a lot of good guys, that's really good. That's why I'm not worried about like who's the best wide receiver core in the NFC North. Okay.
It's about wins and losses.
Exactly, and it's about production, about the whole squad. I don't know. I think you're right. Like we don't have that guy. I think Christian Watson, though, the problem is he's got that specialness to him, but he can't stay on the field. So if he stays on the field, I think you're going to get some monster production. The good news is in drafts, he's going to drop, and I'm going to get him later. But I made a huge mistake last year, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
I was picking Christian Watson over DJ Moore last year. I knew I shouldn't have done that because I was like, I'm going a little. If I didn't get Christian Watson there, I wasn't getting him. But I wasn't anticipating him getting injured again.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's not going to be close. Like, it's going to be DJ Moore above him all day, all night, and rightfully so, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love DJ Moore. He's just mad that he went to Chicago.
He's going down this year.
DJ Moore's going down this year?
Yeah, he's not going to get that ball as much.
He doesn't need it, right?
Don't give him the ball, Chicago. Don't give him the ball. That's what I'm saying. Too good.
Well,
that's all y'all got.
Go ahead.
All right. I got to run, boys.
Yeah, I was saying, speaking of good guys, we're finishing off here. Trevor, where can we find you as we get close out here?
RevTrevNFL everywhere. Come find me.
Definitely. I appreciate you coming on again. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Seventh Letter, where can we find you?
7th Letter 4 on Twitter, X, same OG on Instagram and Facebook, and we probably be on top of the NFC North again. Find me up there. Fuck it.
Hey, the Bears, Caleb Williams, we're coming. And we're coming next week. We'll be back with a schedule release, and we will talk specifically on the weeks and all of that. More banter next week. Appreciate it, guys. And everyone have a safe week. And once again, this has been the Freezin 4 NFC North Podcast, episode 92. Let's go. Lots more stuff. So have a great night, guys.
All right. Be safe, everybody. Have a good week.